YouTube, MCool40 here. It is definitely a very fun and amazing day for all of us because the OCG Banlist is here, and I'm live from Chicago. Evidently, the bathrooms downstairs. I'm not even at a Yu-Gi-Oh event. They're already septic problems, but it's okay. So what's up, guys? We have the OCG Banlist for you guys, testing some new stuff. We are from my dear old hotel room here, which is pretty cool. So we have the OCG limited and regulation list for July 1st, 2025. So that means we're going to get to see some hilarious things. And newly banned, to nobody's surprise, out of the entirety of any of these formats, Appaloosa has finally been created. Now, this is something that, we as TCG players have had for a very long time. And I think we've been very happy to know that Appaloosa, is created out of our game, and we don't have to deal with the BS that Appaloosa has really been bringing to the table. Like, let's call it what it is. Appaloosa was an incredibly poor design card. Also, Paradise Smasher here. I'm not going to lie. I actually am pretty shocked about this one. I can't believe Konami actually blew up Paradise Smasher. But to be fair, for those of you that don't know, this card has been absurdly broken. Basically making it so that your opponent can't play the game is a big no-no in the way that things have been lately. I don't think Paradise Smasher was ever designed to be broken in the way that he was in the game. I think it was just a coincidence Konami designed a really cool, fun card back in the day. And, suddenly, Paradise Smasher becomes this incredibly busted card. So I understand why, we have to see him go away. So those are your bans, which, goodbye, dear friends. Newly restricted, anti-spell fragrance. You know what's funny about this? This is the most TCG hit ever. How long has it been since the TCG has had anti-spell one? Because this list just feels like, hey, we see you. We know that the TCG's been designing much better card pools and things like that. So we're left in this this fun little situation here where Konami's just bonking it. Well, RIP to that. Griffin Rider's finally coming back in the OCG. I don't know what took so long. Griffin Rider was actually banned before this, which, look at this right here. Look, see, banned to now restricted. I am happy that we will be able to actually use Nightmare Griffin to be able to try to do something, because it's definitely one of those cards that you look at and you're like, huh, okay. Does this mean adventure support is coming back? I don't know, maybe. I would very much like to see adventure support walking back into the game. The Nightmare Goblin over here. I don't have words for this one. I think Goblin coming back is a choice, Konami. I think we're playing a very actually, are we even playing a dangerous game at this point? Because Goblin already came back in Master Duel, and it didn't do anything. They also brought back Mermaid, but let's call it what it is. I mean, what are you worried about with the Nightmare combo anymore? Nightmare already could effectively do a massive combo through now with the new Orca stuff, and it cost way less cards out of the hand. So I don't see the issue on that front. You know what I mean? Your problems are taken care of. The Goblin, sure, it's an additional normal summon, but we're way past the era right now. Also, you gotta get the thing into the main monster zone to get those arrows to have any meaningful value whatsoever. If you cannot get this thing parked into the main monster zone, it literally is a worthless card. So I think there might be a time where we will see Goblin go to 3. I also think that we'll see a time where Nightmare Mermaid also moves off this list. You also got to remember, does OCG still have Nightmare Griffin banned? I think they do have Griffin still created. He's a pretty crazy card. But yeah, 2 banned cards coming back for the OCG. Definitely interesting. New semi-limited cards. Well, Sprite Jet. Hold on, this is actually hilarious down here. So if you didn't know, Sprite Jet was actually semi-restricted before or restricted to 1. They're now bringing it to 2. The TCG has had Sprite moving around for how long at this point? And It was honestly just one of the most irrelevant things that we could have. Now, this is dangerous. Mass Change 2 coming back. Um, do we, what is this? Any dark deck can now make Dark Law? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like generic cards getting chances to see play like this. Because when you start messing around with the splashability of things like this, I think that this is where we start to have more of the problems developing out here in kind of the course of these metas. So I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about the ramifications of Mass Change 2 coming back because it's just one of those particular cards that you're just like, wow, this seems really, really broken for what it can work with. All right. Ooh, card restrictions lifted. Oh, baby, we got the Cyberjar, man. You know what's freaking funny about Cyberjar coming back? I think we all seen this coming. Cyberjar is going to be probably an irrelevant elephant. Zodiac Trident. Come on, TCG. Why? Why is Trident still locked up on our side of the game? I really don't understand it. I feel like Trident continuing to be hammered on the list has just been awful for everybody. Like, can we bring this back? Terror Top to 3. That's it's kind of spicy, actually. Don't we have... is our Terror Top at 2 or 3? I never remember. We got Rescue Ace cards back on this list. That's interesting. Nightmare Throne has been fully unrestricted. Fusion Destiny, well, I mean, to all the hero players in the OCG, I think you guys are finally eating good here. Looks like you guys actually have some cards that you can actually mess around with. And Labyrinth, so what was our full list here? So, Cyberjar, Semi-Limited, Unlimited, 12 Beast, sure. Rescue Ace, Air Hoister, Nightmare Throne. Yeah, I mean, Konami, a lot of these choices are very interesting. First of all, I mean, back to these restrictions. I know Vanquish Soul didn't get axed this list. They didn't touch any of the new deck build pack at all. And I mean, at all. And that's a problem. Vanquish Soul's domination on the meta is going to be awful for the time being. And I know a lot of people are going to be very unhappy about this. You know, K9's going to run full tempo. I mean, I guess Konami wanted the game to change in a more positive light. And I guess this seems like probably one of the best ways to go about it. At least they're fixing a lot of the problems that we've had. So, what do you guys think? Please comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and